going on, YouTube? The JimmiChanga is back with another video. And today we're going to cover the top 5 best solar systems to build your outpost networks in. Now, what do I mean by an outpost network? Well, essentially to me, and what I think is the meta in this game, is an outpost network consisting of multiple planets all pushing resources to one single planet. Now, the meta that I talk about is doing this all in one single solar system, because now you don't have to use the cargo links that require helium-3, and now you have all of your planets in one single star. So you click one star and all of your outposts are on one screen. So it's so easy to navigate where your resources are, especially if you push all those resources to one planet. Now here we are at our first system, Eridani, level 20. In my opinion, this is the best early game system, but I do recommend rank 1 in outpost management, and that's simply so you can get all 6 of your cargo links right from the get-go. Now here's our first abundant planet in the system. Great candidate for your animal husbandries and greenhouses. And it's also got vanadium and plutonium. You also find that on these moons, what I call burner planets, there's a lot of good resources on them. Here's our first, what I call loaded planet. As you can see, great resources on this planet. So you can potentially get a 4 to 5 resource outpost on that planet, as well as this planet. Lithium, a hard resource to come by, you can find on that moon. Another moon that's absolutely stacked. Silver, beryllium, cobalt, lead, nickel, helium-3. I mean, holy crap. Here we got caesium and lithium. So multiple planets in this system that you can pull lithium from. Another planet with some silver. You got your nickel and chlorine. Gold, cobalt, fluorine, copper, chlorine, iron. I mean, absolute loaded planet. You're seeing a pattern here. Multiple loaded planets inside of this solar system. And to make the top 5 list, that is one of the big factors that I took into consideration, is how many planets are absolutely stacked with resources inside this solar system. And how many rare resources are on them. As you can see, we had europium and neodymium on that moon. Another moon with europium. I mean, to have europium on 2 planets in one single solar system is pretty crazy. And if you keep tabs on what resources are in these solar systems as I scroll through them, you'll find that all the basic resources are covered. Now, you'll find Eridani just below Alpha Centauri, so you're southwest. Now, every planet that I land on here and do a walkthrough of are planets that you can drop your husbandries and your greenhouses down on. This is our first one, Eridani 3. And as you can see off in the distance, that actually is a different biome. So I was able to do the split biome trick here. And to do that, basically scan the planet and look for an area where multiple resources are touching each other. And zoom in and just start clicking until you are 1 pixel away from changing biomes. So in other words, you click and it comes up mountains, and then you move the cursor up just a hair or a pixel, however you want to look at it, and it changes to swamp or something else. Do that and then land, and if it generates the split biome, you're golden. If not, just try again. So when you're in orbit, make sure you quick save before you land. So if you don't get that split biome like you're seeing here on this other planet, that you can try again. Now here we got another split biome generation here. We got mountains mixed with Deticus forests. And it is another planet, so planet number 2 inside of this system, where we can build our husbandries and greenhouses. Not bad for a level 20 system. So you can get into this system very early game and start building out outposts. So, I mean, heck, potentially at level 15, if you're saving your money and stacking resources, you could come to Eridani and start working on a 6 to 7 planet outpost network and have everything you need inside of one solar system. Now, here is our second system, Feynman. Now, it is a level 65 system, 55. So it'll be a little later in the game, maybe mid-game to late game. Unless you have big cojones and you are not worried about facing some higher level creatures. If that's the case, then heck, you can come here at any time. But here you'll find multiple temperate planets to put your greenhouses and your husbandries down on. And you'll find some pretty good resources as well. Second loaded planet that we come across here that you can also put your husbandries and greenhouses down on. So already, I mean, I was about to say already 2, but how about already 3 planets that I showed off inside this system that you can drop your greenhouses and husbandries down on. Mercury and gold on this moon. I mean, not a bad little burner moon. By the way, take a freaking shot every time you hear me say husbandries and greenhouses in this video. Actually, don't do that because you'll probably fall asleep before the end of this video. Golden antimony on this little burner moon. So you'll notice even on the moons orbiting these gas planets have crazy potential for outposts. Ionic liquids on this planet, along with a lot of good essential resources. Any system that you can find ionic liquids in is awesome because you'll find ionic liquids are required for certain crafting. You got vanadium on that moon. Another loaded planet. You got plutonium, neodymium, aluminum, argon, uranium, lead, helium-3. I mean, holy deep freeze. So, you'll notice that a lot of the moons orbiting those gas giants are deep freeze. Feynman is right below Voli, by the way. But you'll notice a lot of the moons orbiting gas giants are deep freeze, so you will need rank 1 outpost management. And in fact, that's the main thing that you'll need for the outpost networks. If you get botany rank 1, zoology rank 1, and outpost networks rank 1, you can set up a pretty elaborate network right off the rip. And then I would also really think about investing in outpost engineering as well, so you can drop better modules down. Now look at this. 3 different instances on the same planet that I show these outposts and have 5+ resources, absolute killer resources on it. So Feynman 3 is an absolute super planet. To get that kind of resource generation as well as an abundance of fauna and flora for your greenhouses and husbandries, I mean, that planet is absolutely killer. Now here we go with Feynman 4, our second temperate planet. Now, I was not able to do the split biome here, and I didn't want to spend a killer amount of time trying to do that in this video. But as you can see, I mean, even just in one biome, you still have plants, you still have animals walking around. You know, you got 3 animals and 4 plant species, but it's enough for your husbandries and greenhouses. Now, here's Charybdis. This is a level 65 system, and personally, it's my home system. And already, right off the bat, our first planet is loaded. If you've played through the game and are on New Game Plus, you'll remember a pretty cool side quest inside this solar system called Operation Starseed. But here we go with another moon that has absolutely killer resources. You'll notice a pattern in this system too, and it's one of the main reasons why I chose this system personally, is because these planets are stacked with resources. Like, there's a planet I haven't even utilized yet that just had absolute great resources. Here is an outpost planet that I have here, loaded planet. I mean, great resources on there. You got Mercury on this planet, which that's a hard resource to find, believe it or not. I'm pulling fluorine and tetrafluorides off of that moon. Great candidate for animal husbandries and greenhouses, and it's loaded. In fact, this is where I have my main husbandry and greenhouse operation going. Antimony, gold, tungsten, titanium, copper, chlorine, lead, water. Absolute loaded planet. Neon carboxylic acids and benzene is what I'm pulling off this moon. Now here's my main planet. This is my hub. All my resources are going to this planet. But it's also got chlorosilanes, copper, and caesium that I'm pulling natively off of it. You'll find this system to the right of Crix. So a couple star systems over to the right, you'll find Charybdis. Now here I'm in my watchtower, and you can see the operation that I have going on my main hub planet, Charybdis 3. This is where Operation Starseed takes place, and you can drop greenhouses down on this planet as well. But all of the resources from all of those other planets that I have outposts on are being pushed to this planet. So I have access to essentially anything that I would ever need in the video game on this planet. I can land at one singular spot and craft anything for me or my companions right here. Now here's Charybdis 2. This is a fantastic greenhouse and husbandry planet. In fact, when I say fantastic, I am able to craft anything that I need, like anything that a husbandry offers, I can get on this planet. Same with greenhouses. So absolute loaded list of things that I can extract from animals and plants. Schrodinger, level 65. Now this is the home of some very good resources. When I say good resources, I mean rare resources. In fact, in the whole top 5, if you're looking for rare resources, this is the place to get it. So already we went through one planet that had husbandry and greenhouse potential. Here is another husbandry and greenhouse potential planet that also happens to be pretty freaking loaded. Dysprosium, lithium, chlorine, lead. Great planet. Even these little burner planets. I mean, like, tetrafluorides on that bad boy. vanadium, iridium, uranium. So you could probably pull those 3 resources off on that planet. Now, automite and plutonium on one single place, I mean, plus your titanium and tungsten. If somehow you could angle those 4 resources in one outpost, if you were patient, holy crap, would that be a freaking super outpost. Neodymium, beryllium, and aluminum. You can probably pull those 3 in one single outpost. Here's our 3rd great candidate in this solar system for your husbandries and greenhouses, and it also happens to be loaded. And like I said earlier, don't forget, every segment that you see me walking around gameplay-wise is on a planet that is temperate, where you can drop husbandries and greenhouses down on. So those 3 planets will be shown here. Now, neon, carboxylic acids, tantalum. Fantastic planet. Absolutely stacked. Schrodinger is right below Crix. So here's Schrodinger 3, and as soon as you get off the ship, you're just absolutely bombarded by animals. And rain. But as you can see here, I am in a tropical forest, and I am just absolutely surrounded by plant life and animal life. 9 fauna and 8 flora. I mean, this planet right here, for your husbandries and greenhouses, you'll have access to every single resource that they offer. So your sealants, your aluminums, your nutrients, membranes, just anything is covered on this planet. And ultimately, that is what makes a great candidate. So Schrodinger 8A, our 2nd planet that has your husbandry and greenhouse potential. You got beetles running around, little maggot critters, plants, and this is a split biome. You got your Dedicus forest, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it, and then you got your mountains. As you can see, we're teetering the line here. And that's what you want to do when you do the split biome. Find the line and just walk it with your outpost out until you find something like that. Cobalt, iron, alkynes, nickel, and wata. Schrodinger 4. Another split biome here. Forest and frozen plains, I do believe. You got 3 and 5. 3 fauna, 3 flora. So this is another planet where you'll have access to 4 to 5 resources in one single outpost if you split. And you'll also be able to drop your greenhouses and husbandries on. And you'll notice a pattern here. You want to maximize the potential in one outpost. So granted, you can... Now, there you see off in the distance pretty clearly the split. But yeah, you want to maximize that. I mean, you can build 12 outposts, but if you can cut that down in half and have everything you need, why not? So here's Rana, level 65. We got 3 temperate planets in this bad boy. So here's our first one, moderate and moderates. We got 10 animals and 5 plants. And it also is loaded with resources. Its moon's got ytterbium as well. Here's a stacked planet. We got lithium on this bad boy. We got chlorosilanes, nickel, fluorine, copper, silver, cobalt, beryllium, aluminum, chlorine, and a husbandry. I mean, even these burner planets, as you can see, like even these moons have good resources on them. Sure, there's only 3 resources on them, but you can like right there, that was aluminum, beryllium, and helium-3. Just dropping an outpost and getting those 3, I mean, that is still a good outpost. Look at this list to the right. This is an absolute super planet. Here we got marginal, 4 animals, 3 plants, so, and a shat ton of resources. So a good candidate for your husbandries, but also a great candidate to pull 5 or 6 resources in one outpost. Now 2 little burner moons there. One had benzene, one had neon. Another loaded planet here. Tungsten, titanium, fluorine, lead. Now you'll find Rana right to the right of Ixel. So a couple solar systems over and you'll find Rana. Now here on Rana 4, we got 4 creatures and 3 plants. So obviously, you know, we're not stacked like you see in other temperate planets in this video, but there's still potential. There's still potential to be pulling some resources from these animals and plants. So you can put your husbandries and greenhouses down here, and you can pull some resources. Now, it's dependent on what the animals give you, but as you can see, with the split biome, I was able to pull all the gases in that outpost. Now here on Rana 3, we make up for that lack of animals. We got 10 animals on this bad boy and 5 plants. So between these 2 planets, you can pretty much so get every husbandry / greenhouse resource that you would need to do your adhesives, your sealants, your nutrients, your membranes, etc., etc. And then here's our third one. We got 4 and 4. Now a little quieter planet. Not really teeming with life like you've seen in the other 2. But as you can see, you still got 4 and 4. 4 animals, 4 plants. So choosing the right biome, or even getting the split biome, you can get some potential out of that. Now here's our first honorable mention. As you could see in that first planet, I mean, holy crap, when we talk about rare resources, diprosium, vanadium, iridium. I don't cover these honorable mentions in depth like I did with the other 5 systems, but these are still great candidates. Like here is a marginal 5 and 5 animal husbandry greenhouse planet. Here's an absolute stacked planet. Now the reason this did not make the top 5 is simply because it didn't have enough temperate planets. It's loaded with resources, absolutely stacked with all of your essential resources as well as rare resources. But the problem is the lack of temperate planets. Got lithium and mercury on that bad boy. You got another loaded planet, platinum, carboxylic acids. I mean, you'll see a pattern here, even on the moons with like 3 to 4 resources. There's good stuff on them. You'll find that system right below Voli. And here is our second and last honorable mention, level 25. So another good system for early game. And now this, in my opinion, is a little better than the last honorable mention because it is loaded with some good rare resources, but it's also got 3 temperate planets. Like there is a 9 fauna 4 planet right there. Here's another one with marginal. So between the 3 temperate planets, you should be able to get every resource that you would need for your to get the maximum potential out of your husbandries and greenhouses. In my opinion, actually, this probably should have been in the top 5. Because it does have all of your essential resources that you need for basically all your crafting, but it's also got some really good rare resources as well. As you can see, though, I'm not clicking every single planet and zooming in, simply just because there is a lot of doubled up resources. So there's multiple planets in there with the same resources. So there you go. 7 solar systems to build outpost networks in. Absolute killer solar systems. The amount of time that I spent cruising around the settled systems to put that list together is kind of embarrassing. But if you guys got something out of this, or if you're pointed in the right direction now to find your solar system of choice, drop a like, drop a sub. Expect more videos like this coming soon. I'm only getting warmed up, guys. Next video is going to be a detailed cargo link breakdown. I'm JimmiChanga. Have an excellent night.